Hello students, welcome to the fourth lecture on the lecture series on direct and inverse proportions. Okay, so previously what we are doing was we were covering some exercise problems and we will continue to do so in this lecture also. Okay, so let's go forward. So let's see problem number 1. So what problem number 1 tells us is if there are 4 workers, okay, and they can actually complete a task in a task. So it is one task. Okay, in 10 days, right? So how long will it take for 8 workers to complete the same task? Okay, so the task is same. Okay, so let's compute their work rate. So work rate, we can actually use here the work time equation, right? That is 4 worker into 10 days, that is time, is equal to 8 worker into x days. So x be assumed to be the time that is asked. Okay, so what is it? It is the to complete the task for the 8 workers. Okay, that is what we have assumed as x. So this implies that x is equal to what? 4 by 8 into 10. So this is equal to 1 by 2, right? So it is 2, 5. So it will be 5. So for 8 workers, it will actually take 5 days to complete that same task. Okay, that 4 workers completed in 10 days. So let's see the step-by-step solution. So step 1 tells us that setting up the proportion, what we will be getting is 4 into 10 is equal to 8 into x. That is using the work and time equation. Okay, and we know that work is actually directly proportional to time. Okay, if work increases, then time also increases, provided number of labors are same, and work and number of labors is inversely proportional to time. As number of labors increases, time decreases, and as time increases, number of labors must have decreased. Okay, that is why the time has increased. So let's go forward with step number 2. So cross multiplying and solving for x. So 8 is equal to 8 into x. So this implies that x is equal to only 5 days. So 5 days will be the correct answer. Okay, so it will actually take 8 workers 5 days to, for the 8 workers it will take 5 days to complete that same task. Okay, that has been completed by 4 workers in 10 days. So let's go forward with problem number 2. So if 8 men can paint a house, okay, so what 8 men do is they paint a house in 12 days. Okay, 12 days a house, so only one house. So in 12 days, so how long will it take 6 men to paint that same house? Okay, there are 6 men, and how long will it take for them to paint that same house? So let's use again that formula, that is the work and time equation, right? Work time equation. So what is it? It is number of workers, that is 8, into number of time it took, that is 12 in terms of days. So how long will it take 6 men to paint the same house? So 6 into what? T, let's say. So T is what? Assumed to be the time as asked in the question. Okay, that is to paint the, okay, how long will it take to paint that same house? Okay, it is talked about this house here. Okay, how much time will it take to paint it using 6 people? Okay, so you can solve this algebraic equation. So it will be T is equal to 8 into 12 by 6. So 6 into 2. So 8 into 2 is equal to what? 16, right? So T is equal to 16. So it will take actually 16 days to paint by 6 painters. Okay, this is the conclusion at which we have arrived at. So let's see the step-by-step solution. So setting up the proportion, that is 8 into 12 is equal to 6 into x by work time equation, right? So again, cross multiplying and solving for x, what we are left with is 96 is equal to 6 into x, right? Or x or t, whatever you can say. So x is equal to what? 96 by 6, that is nothing but 16 days. Okay, so it will actually take 16 days for 6 men to paint that same house that has been painted by 8 men in 12 days. Okay, so this will be the correct answer. So let's go forward with question number 3. So let's see what problem number 3 brings to us. So problem number 3 says that Sam actually bought a watch. Okay, what did he did? He did what? Bought a watch for 200 rupees. Okay, see, he bought a watch for 200 rupees and sold it for 250. So this will be what? Selling price, right? And this will be buying price or cost price. Cost price or buying price, and this will be the selling price. Okay, so calculate his profit percentage. Okay, we want to calculate his profit percentage. So as I can remember, the profit percentage formula was profit percentage is equal to what? Amount of profit whole by original amount or cost price into 100. So amount of profit will be what? 250 minus 200, that is original price minus or cost price minus sell price. So this will be what? Sorry, sell price minus cost price. So it is by 200, right? So this will be equal into 100, which is equal to 50 by 200 and 200 or 25. So is equal to 25%. Okay, so the profit percentage must be 25%. So let's go forward with the solution. Okay, the step-by-step solution. So step 1 was to calculate the profit. Okay, so profit calculation is how it done. So selling price minus cost price. So selling price minus cost price is 250 minus 200. So what it is equal to is 50 rupees, right? So now in step 2, what we do is we calculate the profit percentage using the formula, that is the profit by cost price or original price into 100. Right, so profit percentage will be 50 by 200 into 100. So this is 1 by 4 and this is 25. Since 25 into 4 is equal to 100. So Sam's profit percentage will be 25%. So let's go forward with the next question. Okay, that is the problem number 4. So a bike was actually bought for 1500 rupees. Okay, so A bought a bike for 1500 rupees and sold it at a loss of 20%. Okay, let's see 1500's 20% or 20% of 1500. So this is equal to what? 20% into by 100. So this much into 1500. 0000 cancels out. So 220 into 15. So this is 300. So 300 will be the what? Discount. Discount, not loss. So new price or selling price is equal to 1500 minus 300. That is equal to 1200. Okay, so this is the correct answer. So loss amount is equal to 0.20 into 1500. 0.20 is nothing but 20 by 100. Okay, so we are arriving at the same steps and same concept. So this is equal to 300, right? So selling price is equal to cost price minus loss amount. So 1500 minus 300 is equal to 1200. The selling price is 1200. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Now let's see problem number 5. So a business spent 8,000 on production and earned 12,000 in revenue. So calculate the profit percentage. Okay, so what did he do? He spent 8,000 on production and 12,000 in revenue. Okay, so profit percentage is equal to total profit by initial investment into 100. So in this case it is 12,000 whole by 8,000, that is equal into 100, right? So another 0 from here. So 1200 by 8 is equal to 600 by 4 equal to 150. So 150 is the profit percentage. Okay. So it is 4000. So profit by cost into 100 is equal to profit percentage. So profit percentage will be 4000 by 800 into 100%. That is 50%. So the profit percentage will be 50%. So 50% will be the correct answer. Okay. So let's see problem number 6. So in a right angle triangle, the lengths of the two shorter sides are given as in the ratio 3:4. So if the hypotenuse is 10 centimeter long, then find the lengths of the two shorter sides. Okay. If it has given us the length of the hypotenuse, then we want to calculate the other two sides. So we know Pythagoras theorem, right? So we will use a formula from there. So it tells us that if we have a right angle triangle, right? We have a right angle triangle. Then this is H, this is B, and this is B. Then these three lengths have a common relation between them. That is H square is equal to P square plus B square. This implies that H is equal to what? Plus or minus root over of, it won't be minus, it will be only plus. Okay. P square plus B square, right? So let's consider their common factor as X. Okay. So 3x, 4x are the length of two shorter sides. So this implies that 10 is equal to square root of 9x square plus 16x square equal 25x square is equal to 25x, right? So this implies that x is equal to 5x is the answer. So let's do it in step-by-step method. So setting up the equation based on the given information, what we are left with is let the angles of the shorter sides be 3x and 4x respectively, where x is a positive constant, right? So according to the Pythagoras theorem, 3x square plus 4x square is equal to 10 square, right? So solving the equation for x and finding the length of the sides. The length of two shorter sides is 16 centimeter and 6 centimeter and 8 centimeter, right? So this is the answer. That is, one side is 6 centimeter long and another side is 8 centimeter long. So let's see problem number 7. So in a rectangle, the length is 5 times the width. Okay, given the width, the length will be 5 times the width. So if the area of the rectangle is 150 square units, so if the area is 150 square units, then find its dimensions. So setting up the equation based on the given information, what we are left with is let the width be W unit and then the length is 5W units. So W into 5W is equal to 150. So solve the equation for W and find the dimensions of the rectangle. So the width is root 30 units and the length is 5 root 30 units. So let's see problem number 8. If $1 is actually equal to 75 Indian rupees, then how much INR will you get for 10 USD? So setting up the proportion ratio, so 1:75 is equal to 10:x. So x will be what? 10 into 75 by 1 is equal to 750. Okay, so you will be giving 750 for 10 US dollars. So let's see problem number 9. So if the exchange rate is $1 is equal to 70 Indian rupee, then you have 500 USD. So how much Indian rupee will you be getting after the conversion? So let's go forward. So setting up the proportion. So $1 is nothing but 70 Indian rupees and 500 US dollar is equal to X Indian rupee. This is what we have assumed here. Okay, assumption. So this implies that X is equal to 500 into 70 INR, right? So this will be 35,000 Indian rupee, right? This will be the answer. So solving for x is equal to 500 into 70 by 1 is equal to 35,000 rupees. So after conversion, what you will be getting is, you will be getting 35,000 Indian rupees. Okay, this much amount of Indian rupees for 500 US dollars after conversion. So let's see problem number 10. So if the exchange rate is 1 Great Britain pound is equal to 95 rupees and 1 US dollar is equal to 0.85 Great Britain pound, then how much Indian rupee you will be getting for 100 US dollar? Okay, so let's find out. So converting US dollar to Great Britain pound. So 100 US dollar is equal to 85 GBP, that is the 85 Great Britain pound, right? So setting up the proportion for GBP to INR. So 1 GBP is equal to 95 INR and 85 GBP is equal to X INR. That is what we don't know. So assume to be X. Okay, so solving for X, what we are left with is X is equal to 85 into 95 is equal to 8075, right? So you will be getting 8075 Indian rupees for 100 US dollars. Okay, so this will be the correct answer. So let's see problem number 11. So a chemist actually has 20% acid solution and a 40% acid solution. So how many liters of each solution should be mixed to obtain 15 liters of 30% acid solution? Okay, so this is the question. We have a 20% acid solution and a 40% acid solution. How many liters of each solution should be obtained, should be mixed? So what is the ratio? Okay, if the ratio is X is to Y, then their sum must be what? 15 liters, right? So and with 30% acid solution. Okay, so setting up the system of equation based on the mixture, right? So setting up the equation, we need to assume something. Let X be the amount of 20% solution and Y be the final amount of 40% solution, adding up to which it is 15. That is the final amount of solution amount. So total volume equation, right? So 0.20x plus 0.40y is equal to 0.30 into 15. That is the acid equation. So solve the system of equation to find X and Y, right? So X is equal to 7.5 liters of 20% solution and Y is equal to 7.5 liters of 40% solution. So adding up these two, what we are left with is 15 liters of solution, right? With 30% acid concentration. Okay. So a mixture contains 20 liters of a 30% alcohol solution. Okay. So what it have is, it have 20 liters of 30% alcohol solution and 30 liters of 50% alcohol solution. So how much water should be added to make it a 40% alcohol solution? Okay, so how much water should we add to it so that we could make it a 40% alcohol solution? So calculating the total alcohol content in the initial mixture. Okay, so how much water should be added to make it a 40% alcohol solution? So alcohol from 30% solution will be 0.30 into 20, right? Because the 20 liter is the amount of solution and the alcohol present in that 20 liter solution will be 30% of it, that is 0.30 in decimal. So basically what we did is we converted from percent to decimal here. Okay, so we converted percent to decimal. Again we did the same thing here, right? We converted from percentage to decimal and multiplied with 30, that is the amount of solution. So total alcohol content is nothing but sum of alcohol from both the solutions. Okay, so setting up the equation for the final mixture. So let W be the amount of water added, right? So let W be the amount of water added. So alcohol in the final mixture is equal to total alcohol in the final mixture, that is 0.40 into 20 plus 30 plus W, that is equal to total alcohol. So solving for W, so approximately W is equal to what? 2.5 liters of water needed to be added. So this is the amount of water that is needed to be added to get the new solution. New solution of what? To make it a 40% alcohol concentration solution. Okay, so what we did first, we calculated the total alcohol content in the initial mixture. How we did that? We first calculated the decimal form of percentages of 30 and 50, that is equal to 0.30 and 50 respectively for 30% and 50%, right? And then we evaluated how much is it actually. Okay, so alcohol, how much alcohol is there, pure alcohol is there in the 30% solution of 20 liter mixture and the 50% solution of 30 liter mixture. So we arrived at the conclusion that total alcohol will be sum of alcohol, pure alcohol from both the solutions, right? So setting up the equation for final mixture, W be the amount of water needed to be added. So 0.40 into 20 plus 30 plus W is equal to total alcohol, right? So solving for W, what we are left with is W is equal to 2.5 liters of water. So let's see problem number 13. Okay, a container has 60 liters of milk. So container have what? 60 liters of milk. So if 20 liters of water is added to it, the mixture becomes 15% water. So how much water was there in the original milk, right? So a container has 60 liters of milk. If 20 liters of water is added to it, the mixture becomes 15% water. So how much water was there in the original milk? So let's calculate the amount of water in the new mixture, right? So amount of water is equal to 0.15 into 60 plus 20 liters. Okay, because the container had 60 liters of milk. If 20 liter of water is added, so as we added 20 liters of water, that's why we added 60 with 20, and the mixture becomes 50% water. So this is the amount of water. Okay, because the new mixture has 15% water, so the new mixture has quantity this, and 15% of it will be what? So 15 by 100 into 80, right? 60 plus 20 is equal to what? 80. This is equal to, so let's cancel 0 here, and 4, 5, 3. So it is nothing but 3 by 4 is equal to 0.75, we can also say. So this much amount of water in liters. Okay, that is what we have. 5, this is 4. Yeah, no, this will be 3 into 2. Sorry, this will be 3 into 4, right? So 3 into 4, that is equal to 12 liters is what it will have. So setting up the equation based on the amount of water in the original milk. So let W be the amount of water originally present in the milk. So amount of water in the milk will be W liters. So solving for W, there were originally 12 liters of water in the milk. Okay, so if a container has 60 liters of milk and 20 liters of water is actually added to it, the mixture becomes 50% concentration of water. So how much water was there in the original milk? So in the original milk, how to evaluate it? Amount of water will be 0.15 because we converted 50% to decimal form. Decimal form, that is 0.15, right? And what we do is we multiply it with 80. So what we are left with is 3 into 4 is equal to 12 liter. So we evaluated W is equal to 12 liter of water. So let's see problem number 14. Okay, so a factory can actually produce 300 units of a product in 10 days. Okay, 300 units of product in 10 days using 5 machines. So how many days will it take to produce 600 units using 8 machines? Okay, so the amount is 300 and the time that took is 10 days and the number of machines used is 5. So this will be equal to what? How many days? So time, let the new time needed to be T, and number of machines used is 8 and the number of units produced is 600. So this must be a constant. So this implies that T is equal to what? 300 into 10 into 5 whole by 600 into 8, right? So 300, 600, this will be 1 by 2. Okay, so 8 and so this will be 5 and this will be 4. So 5 into 5 by 4 into 2, that is equal to what? 25 by 8. So 25 by 8 will be the final answer. So this much amount of time will be needed. So it will be just over 3 days. Okay, so let's see. So determining the production rate of one machine in 1 day. So from the information provided, what you can see is 5 machines produce 300 units in 10 days. Okay, so in 1 day 5 machines will produce 30 units. Okay, this is crystal clear because 300 by 10 is equal to 30 because 10 into 30 is equal to 300. So thus one machine produces 330 by 5 is equal to 6 units in 1 day, right? So determining the production rate of 8 machines in 1 day using the production rate we found above. So 8 machines will be producing how much? So 8 into 6, that is equal to 48 units in 1 day, right? So determine the number of days needed to produce 600 machines given the production rate of 8 machines. So it will take X days from 8 machines to produce 600 units. So it will be something 12.5. Okay, so let's see problem number 15. Okay, in a quadrilateral, the ratio of the lengths of two consecutive sides is 3:4. So the ratio of the lengths of the other two consecutive sides is what? 5:7. So if the perimeter of the quadrilateral is 64 centimeter, then find its sides. Okay, you have a quadrilateral, the ratio of their lengths of two consecutive sides. Okay, let's say you have a quadrilateral here, A, B, C and D. Okay, so AB is to AB by BC is equal to 3:4 is given, and the ratio of the lengths of other two consecutive sides is, so CD by AD is equal to what? 5/7 is given here. So if the perimeter of the quadrilateral is 64 centimeter, then find its sides. Okay, so setting up the equation based on the given information. So 3x plus 4x plus 5y plus 7y is equal to 64. Okay, so we can say that, but 7x plus 7y is equal to 64, right? So this implies that x plus y is equal to what? X plus y is equal to 64/7, right? So the lengths of the sides are 12, 16, 20 and 28 centimeter. Okay, this much amount of centimeter. So it will be 12, 12, okay, 16, 20 and 28 centimeter. Okay, so x will be basically 4 and y is equal to 4. If we assume that they both have the same ratio or factor, that is x is equal to y is equal to 4, then what? 3x plus 7x, 3x plus 4x plus 5x plus 7x is equal to 64, right? So this implies that 3, so it will be 7x, so 14, x is equal to 64. So this implies that x is equal to 4, and we can easily evaluate 3x is equal to 4x. So 3x is 12 centimeter, 4x is 16 centimeter, this will be 20 centimeter, this will be 28 centimeter. Okay, so combining what we get is 64 centimeter. Okay, so we can find individual sides using this kind of method. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you.